Look, um, I want to talk about this movement that we're creating, and it's basically to take advantage of the zeitgeist that we're currently having. The world is going through some difficult times, but on my personal opinion, those are amazing times. When we start looking inwards and we really start putting things out of the shadow, oh, some secrets and some very weird things that are being discovered in the US, and you start really looking at some of these politicians and these groups that for years call themselves freedom fighters, call themselves free speech champions. But at the end of the day, they just want to censor you. They will not censor you if you agree with them. But even like people like RFK Jr., Chelsea Gabbard, when you start asking questions or just having some common sense, things change. It is time for change. It's time for common sense. It's time for us to rethink a lot of the stuff we believe were set in stone. Science, it's an ongoing action. And at the same time, our democracy, it's really important for all of you, all of us, and to really have knowledge about and be very media savvy because it is in scripture. There will be a time that we will not understand what is the truth and what are lies. And I believe we reached this point, and sometimes I consider myself a very knowledgeable about technology, about media, about international affairs. And there were times that it's hard to understand who are the good guys and who are the bad guys. Take, for example, Dodge. So is Elon Musk a good guy or a bad guy? I mean, what is that question about? Look, we need to measure people by their deeds, like it is written in the Bible. And if you don't believe in wisdom on a book that has survived thousands of years and tradition, a tradition that basically all of our society is built upon that. But look at this. Let's judge people on their deeds. So if the fruits are good, as Jesus said, the tree is good. What we have so far about Elon Musk. So when I asked the question, will the US be a one-party system? I really didn't mean that the Republican Party will take over in a coup. But the Democrats are becoming so, I mean, crazy, let's to be honest, that they will start losing or they will become irrelevant. And that's not a positive thing. The US system is designed so there's a balance of power. So, for example, if the Republicans gain supermajority and they start acting, you know, on detriment of other minorities, it could not be good. So it's important to keep the balance and it's important to have that. But at the same time, it makes no sense what they're doing. How can you be against fraud? I mean, stopping fraud, abuse, especially if you believe in the poor. I mean, how can you live with each other? I mean, with yourself, if you're okay with the community in the Bronx or in some rural area having no access to a lot of things, including healthcare, but you give it all for free to people that have just broke the law, crossed the border, and arrive in the city. I'm not saying we need to be evil were we not to accept people that are in dire straits. There's something, the true religion is how you care for your children, for orphans, in fact, for widows, and for foreigners. But first, You need to make sure you care for your people. And what happened in the US for the past 4 years, how can you not characterize as an invasion to 11,000 people a day? And that's the actual official number. So it is really time for all of us to think of change, join the movement with us, because all of this, all of us need to rethink a lot of our maybe prejudice or certainties, because in the end of the day, we will need to live together, being in the same city, in the same state, in the same country. We need to live and have commerce among ourselves in general ways. There'll be a lot of technological change coming. So we need to be prepared. We need to work together. We need to be able to think of a new future, of new path. And I believe we have done so well so far. It is very tiring to be only talking about degrading stories, like if we are such a bad civilization. We have come so far. We are living the most prosperous moment in human history, but we are just complaining. And the fact of the matter, we became like spoiled brats. That's my opinion. If you go around the world, there are people that would be thrilled to have what you have just by being born in the US. To be honest with you, stop ingesting the lies. Ask for yourself, is your shitty situation really to blame, your blame, or just some external factor? And I'm sure external factors always are there. But honestly, have you tried? How can an illegal immigrant can build wealth and you as an American cannot? It makes no sense. So it is time for common sense. It's time for changing back to a time where we had this, that right now in such short supply. Join this movement. Let's talk about it. Tomorrow, it's going to be a better day. The best days of humanity is ahead of us. So before you go crazy that Elon Musk will uh, work or bring some technology to air traffic, just remember the guy just made a rocket that comes back and is literally catched by a pinch. Do you really think he's that knowledgeable about traffic, air traffic? Really? Is that the point that you will argue? Because the recent accidents show that we are doing such a good job. So, if you have some qualms to him, going through the numbers, and he's a great businessman, so he knows a little bit about audit. And as a entrepreneur, we have to look at the numbers every day. So why attack a man for doing something that and thinking he's going to do something bad? If he does, be aware, you know, as it says, be astute as a snake or something like that. Be good as a dove, astute as a snake, something. It's also very interesting piece of wisdom. Good luck. Tomorrow will be even better, and be happy. We are living amazing times. Join change.